Today on Growing Science, I've got 7 seeds for you to sow and grow in September. First on today's video, we've got broad beans. Broad beans are an annual plant producing 2 to 4 square sectioned upright stems up to 1.2 metres tall. They develop clusters of scented tubular black and white or dark red flowers that are produced all the way up the stem, and they're followed by pods of 15 to 30 centimetres long. You'd usually pick these when they're green, as they'll continue to turn black when they fully mature. And next we've got a direct relative of the broad bean, and it's from the same family, peas. And if you're planning on growing some peas yourself, check out my other video, How to Grow Peas, because that's got some really good tips and tricks for growing them yourself at home. For the best results, peas need an open, sunny position with good drainage, and never sow them in cold, wet soil either, because they don't like that very much. And they don't do well in acidic soil either, so if you're not sure on your soil pH or how to treat it, I have got a video for that as well, and I'll leave a link in the description so that you can check that out and help your plants reach their maximum potential. And next we've got radishes, which are great for any size of garden, and I'd really advise you to have a go of these because they grow super quick. So you can get these in and they'll be ready to harvest in just a couple of weeks' time. And these are really good as well for growing in between other longer growing crops. So if you're putting in some onions for over winter or some lettuces, get these in rows in between, because these will be growing up and out before they even have a chance to disturb the other plants that you've got in. It's best to sow radish every 2 weeks in fertile, moisture retentive soil throughout the summer. At this time of year, it's best to pick up a winter cultivar just to give them the best chance of success. Sow them 23 centimetres apart for winter varieties, and then this will minimise the need for thinning them later on. And if you're sowing more than one row, space the row 15 centimetres apart. And I've got some of these to put in today, so let's get them in now. So this is where I'm planting my radishes, and I've got some black Spanish round ones, which I've never tried before, so we're going to see how they turn out. It's quite interesting, black radishes. Just going to mark out 2 rows. With these growing so quickly, they don't have to be too far apart. There we go. What I'm going to do is just sow these really thinly in these 2 big rows. And now I'm just going to give them a little bit of a covering with some compost, one for the nutrition and just because it marks out the rows really nice. Then just to finish it off, stick some little name tags on them. Turnips are another great veg to sow in September because they like the cooler conditions of autumn. Sow these towards the end of the month, and then in 6 weeks' time you'll have some little burny turnips. Sow these towards the end of the month, and then in around 6 weeks' time you'll have some little baby turnips ready to harvest just in time for Christmas dinner. Now, just like the radish that we've just done, turnips can be used as a catch crop in between your slower growing crops, as they'll be in and out in just a matter of weeks. Sow the seeds a centimetre deep, thinly in rows around 15 centimetres apart, and then when you're sowing these early in the year for a main crop, you'd normally double this to a foot. Onions are a fantastic vegetable to sow right at the end of summer, right through into the autumn, ready for winter. So I'm going to be using the Sensu yellow onions, and I'm going to be putting these as rows, alternating with the radish that I've just done. So let's get them in and see how they turn out. Right, and here we are, we're at the same bed again, and all I'm going to do, same thing, draw 2 lines out, and I'm going to be doing these alternating rows with the radishes. And here are the onion seeds. And same again, just going to sprinkle them into these rows, quite thinly. So again, just going to give this a covering with some compost. And then again, I'm going to stick in some tags. Bosh. There we go. No doubt the crows are going to steal them, but all that's left now is just give this bed a nice good watering, and then it's done. Smash him. Sowing these now in September will give you an amazing early crop of onions early next year. And then next we've got garlic, which might not necessarily be a seed, so I'm cheating a bit, but garlic's really great to plant in September as well, so I definitely recommend getting that in. Now, don't be tempted to go and get some cheap garlic from the supermarket and just stick that in the ground, because it's not certified as disease-free for growing, so it could destroy everything in your garden, especially things like onions and other alliums that are related to it. And also, it's not going to be necessarily bred for growing well in our climate. So really, really worth looking at a garden centre or just looking online and picking them up from there. I'll make sure that there's links in the description for all of the plants that we've grown today so that you can pick some up yourself. Garlic needs to go through a period of chilling to stimulate it into leaving its embryonic phase of dormancy, so it's best planted in late autumn or early winter. However, some cultivars can be planted in early spring. And garlic grows well in sunny, well-drained sites, and it benefits from fertilisation. So for every square metre or yard, add 25 grams of general purpose fertiliser for the best start. Plant individual cloves so that the tips are 2.5 centimetres below the soil surface, and then space them around 15 centimetres apart in rows that are around 30 centimetres or a foot apart. And you do need to discourage the birds from pulling up newly planted garlic cloves, so do stick a bit of horticultural fleece over them just to keep them safe at the beginning. And then our final seed for September is winter density lettuce. Winter density is a semi-cos type lettuce with fantastic winter hardiness, producing dark green heads with crisp leaves, and it's ready in spring from an autumn sowing. This variety can be brought on a few weeks earlier by placing cloches over the crop in January and February. And these are best sown throughout September through to October, so either sow them directly into the ground or grow in modules in your greenhouse for planting them out at a later date. And you can also check out my other video for growing lettuce indoors in containers, and you can grow these inside your house and get them going all year round. So that's it for today. Hopefully now you've got some fantastic ideas for some vegetables that you can sow now and make the most of the season while we've got it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Grow It With Science, so that you can check out my other videos. And make sure you check out the other video as well for 7 flowers to sow in September. And let me know in the comments if you've got any suggestions yourself. I'll see you next time.